Hello everyone, it's Aguiar2000. Welcome back to my continuing playthrough of The Novelist. So, the story so far, last time when Linda and Tommy wanted to go on a weekend trip, Dan decided to take Tommy to an amusement park called Booster Bay, but also promised that they would go camping as soon as things settled down. And now we're 8. Sorry about that. 8. When Linda's grandmother's funeral was the same day as Dan's book signing and a trip they'd planned with Tommy. Oh no! First of all, how did they plan Dan's book signing the same day that they'd planned a trip with Tommy? Oh well. I mean, I get they don't get to plan her grandmother's funeral, but jeez. So is this Mrs. Mears or is this the other grandmother? I don't know. Alright, so let's continue. Jeez. Someone's going to be really upset no matter what happens here. The funeral. That night, Linda got a phone call. Alright, let's see. Dan, big news. Got a call from Bracket Books in Eugene, and they want you to do a reading from Windsong. Maybe even some Q&A, some book signings, all that good stuff. I think you should do it. In fact, I'm going to be pretty pissed if you don't. Bracket is a big outlet, so if this goes well, orders for the new book will definitely go up. I don't need to remind you how long it's been since Tramer's Way came out. If you don't keep your name out there, no one will even notice when you finish the new book, whatever it's called. Hell, speaking of the new one, why don't you read some of it too? Maybe the second chapter you sent me last month. That one was pretty good. Bracket Books, Eugene, the 21st. See you there. Paul. P.S. You know the long game, right? Nailing this one could mean a bigger advance on the next book. Ugh. Paul's always been such a high-pressure kind of guy. Like, I'm going to be pretty pissed if you don't do it. Like, this is tough. So that's one of 3 clues for Dan.
I just got off the phone with Mom. She told me about Grandma Jo. I know we expected it sooner rather than later, but this is hitting me so much harder than when Granddad died last year. Do you remember going to Grandma Jo's house after school on Wednesdays and playing until Mom got off work? How Grandma Jo always had a surprise for us? Even if it was just cookies in the oven, she'd always time it so the whole house would smell like them when we got there. I hope the minister captures those little moments because they don't seem as little now. I wish the circumstances were different, but it will still be good to see you at the funeral. What am I saying? You probably won't even get this until after the funeral. I guess I just needed to write anyway.
Hang on, I got food coming. Sorry.
Linda.
Mark 21st of this month on your calendars for one day only. Watch the world-famous Fighter 5 as they scream across the sky. Witness death-defying feats of flying in a display unlike anything you've ever seen. Guaranteed to blow you away. Don't miss it. It's probably what Tommy wants to see. Yep, Tommy, one of 3 clues found.
I just got off the phone with Mom. She told me about Grandma Jo.
Yeah, and so we've heard that one, and I just remember feeling like she definitely seems to be taking it, you know, it's a big blow to Linda to lose her grandmother. Where is everybody? Okay, I think I got this. Is he gonna go downstairs? Oh, yeah, he is. Where's Linda? Probably in her room? Her office, I mean? Her, what do you want to call it? Studio. Okay. Oh, okay. So that's Tommy and one of the Fighter 5, whatever. Oop, hello. Okay. Oh, this is new. Dinner this week: Sunday stir-fry steak and broccoli with rice. Monday Joe's tuna casserole and salad. Tuesday crock-pot pork chops and 3-bean salad. Wednesday beef stroganoff, buttered noodles and carrots. Thursday baked ziti and salad. Friday spaghetti and meatballs. Saturday grilled steaks, potato salad, and corn on cob summer special. Well, that sounds nice.
Maybe.
I think I need to get her away from over there to read that clue. But flickering wouldn't be good because this is the closest lamp, so just waiting is all I can do. Here we are. Call Paul first thing tomorrow morning. Any possible way to move it? Is this thing announced yet? Yeah, that's gonna be tough. Let me see here. Let's see. No other little items in here. Clues. Okay, I see he's coming up, so I need to be quick about this.
Most of you here knew my grandmother. For those who didn't, I truly wish you had. She was an example for all of us. Her warmth, her caring, and her smile were impossible to forget. It's still hard for me to believe she's gone. Without her, the world is...
Jeez. Yeah, I don't think I can bring myself to disappoint Linda at this point. I mean, I've lost all but one of my grandparents, but I never took it that hard. I guess because maybe I never knew them as well. So, I don't know. Sounds like it would be a real devastating thing for her not to.
Joe's funeral's the same day as the signing in Eugene, and Paul says they can't move it. He'll understand if I bail because he knows Linda, but Grovefield is a different story. They won't give a damn why I missed it. They'll just get a memo and put it in a spreadsheet somewhere and write me off just a little bit more. And it's not just the timing. If I do the reading, I've got to get that chapter in shape. It's not even remotely ready for anyone to see it. Can't worry about what Paul says. He's my agent. He's supposed to stroke me. And what about Tommy?
I'm afraid, okay, I feel like Tommy's been just a bit spoiled lately. I mean, we gave him the best of both of the last 2 days. You know, he got to go to the, I don't know, the space-themed amusement park, Blaster Bob or whatever it was called. And before that, I know we picked him for the main thing as well. Oh yeah, Dan finished building his car. His little toy car. So we've been really doting on Tommy lately. I think, you know, given the funeral and the book signing, it is time to let Tommy go. You know, let him be disappointed this time. It is his turn, by every stretch of the imagination, right, according to, any way you slice it, I mean. Let's see, so there he is flying. I mean, can't have everything, Tommy. Still another Linda clue somewhere. Is he gonna sit down and type? Nope, just passing through. Okay, because I was hoping... So where... I always forget to go into Linda's studio.
Here we go.
There we go. Yep.
I walked out to the bluff to remember Grandma Joe and say goodbye. And on the way back, I started thinking about what it really means to have a family, to make that your focus. She seemed to take such joy in being surrounded by her family, providing for them, taking care of them. I hope I never took that for granted. When I got back to the house, a question hit me that I can't get out of my head. What will Tommy think about Dan and me when he gets older? And what if Tommy has kids of his own? I can't even begin to think of myself as a grandmother. I haven't even been a mother for that long, and I'm still feeling my way through what it means to be a good one. At least I'll always have an example. I miss you, Grandma Joe, and I'll never forget you. I promise.
Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, I really want to give Linda the best outcome that I can here. She's just, I mean, she seems to be the one hit hardest emotionally speaking regarding this whole deal with the funeral and all.
So much for Ochoko. I wish I hadn't done so much research to find sites and trails, because now I keep catching myself daydreaming about them instead of working. I still need to get out of the house. I've done the Ridge Trail probably 15 times now, and it hardly seems worth it anymore. Finding new spots is half the point. At least Dan promised that as soon as things settled down, he'd come on a camping trip. I don't like him dictating our schedule like that, but I understand the stress he's under. At least he didn't try to shut it down completely. He says he's just trying to manage things the best he can.
Yeah, he is. And I mean, you've gotten the good shake a couple of times. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to put any blame on Linda. I do find myself thinking maybe she could get more out of what she's desiring if she were to be more independent about it, like not wait for Dan. But then I know, she's also trying to strengthen her relationship with him, and just going off to the forest all by herself, I don't know. I mean, and they're parents, so it's not like they can do anything without coordinating Tommy's care. Okay, so he needs to call and buy a ticket if he's coming to the funeral. Okay, if he's coming. So that means that not choosing Linda wouldn't mean that she doesn't get to go to her own grandmother's funeral. I was afraid of that before. I think now it just means that Dan wouldn't be going to the funeral with her, which of course would make it a little tougher on her. It's always nice to have your closest family members there with you, but at least it wouldn't, she wouldn't be quite as bad off as I was thinking. Still, I still kind of want to give her a good choice here.
Just be here for me?
Yeah, she really needs...
Lynn, I'm so sorry. Tell me what I can do.
Okay, I hear... Is it up here?
It's not that I don't like having fun, it's just there's a rhythm to writing, a routine, muscle memory. Trying to keep notes in a notebook isn't the same as sitting down to a blank page and feeling the silence, knowing that you've got to make that typewriter make some noise. There's certainly something to be said for getting away from your work for a bit, but there's no getting away from the book this late in the game. Only a feeling that you're not working as hard as you should be. There's a busted mailbox on Bypass 66 to prove it.
Oh, jeez. He actually hit a mailbox? Good grief. Well, I wonder what he went through to fix that. Okay, I need to find Tommy. What is his thought? Do some serious work on that chapter first.
Is she in heaven?
I'm sorry. Oh, I shouldn't have laughed at that. The first thing that comes to my mind is just a bunch of horrible ways to say no to that.
I'm sure she is, honey.
Oh my gosh. That's not supposed to be funny. I'm sorry. Anyway.
Hey.
I'm sorry. Hi, honey.
The magazine says there are going to be tons of planes. Yeah, so sorry, Tommy, about that. You're not going to the thing. Oh, shoot. How do I get out of here? Alright, there we go. So now, okay, I decided I'm going to go with Linda with a compromise for Dan, because Linda really needs the emotional support right now, and
That might work.
and then Dan, really needs to show Paul that he's on this. And what did he say? Grossberg? I forget what the other name was that he gave. I'm guessing the publisher, not the agent. Anyway, I'm going to go through the house first and read stuff. The Diary of Kay Williams, May 19, 1952. I have decided, and I am sure of my decision. I do not know which is right or wrong, only that my choice is my own. It took 3 days alone, letting whatever calming influence is here, for I am sure there is something, guide my thoughts. I thought about Jay, and talked with Jay in my mind, and I know that this is right. I cannot think about the path not taken, only the one ahead. It doesn't really tell me what Kay decided. And it makes me wonder, because we were kind of jumping around to different people at first, but this Kay person, we've seen their diary a lot at night lately, which makes me wonder if maybe that's a clue to the identity of this ghost. I wonder if Jay, this is the ghost of Jay? Chapter. Because that would explain why it was already able to have the calming influence on Kay. Alright. Think I got it. So let's see how this worked out. Dan couldn't bear the thought of Linda going to the funeral alone, so he bought a ticket and flew to Denver with her. The funeral was hard for Linda, but having Dan there made it easier to bear. They stayed up late the night of the funeral as Linda told Dan stories about Grandma Joan. They talked of maybe being grandparents themselves one day. So I think that worked out well, definitely for Linda. Dan talked Paul into a compromise. He would work on a chapter and send it to Paul as soon as he could, then Paul would try to talk Brackett into including an excerpt in their quarterly in-store preview. It wouldn't have the same impact as personal appearance, but would still build some awareness. I think that's good. That's good. And of course Tommy's going to be disappointed, but he has a good life. He'll get over it. When Dan told Tommy they wouldn't be able to go to the show, Tommy had a crying fit and tried to tear up the magazine. It worried his parents. He hadn't thrown a fit like that for almost a year. It was exactly the kind of thing they'd hoped to avoid by spending the summer in such a quiet, peaceful place. I don't know. I mean, maybe he was just a little bit spoiled or something. He'd started to come to expect to get everything he wanted. I don't know. But you tell me. What would you have done? What would you have chosen? The road ahead. The summer came to an end, and Dan faced a difficult. All right. Well, that does it for this time. Thank you so much for watching, and look forward to seeing your comments and your ratings and new subscriptions. And stay tuned in a couple of weeks when you'll see probably, I'm guessing, the finale of the game. Bye-bye.